Hi, my name is Elizabeth Doseretz. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and I'm the CEO of Elite DNA. I am very passionate about our name. I think the name has a lot of personal meaning and reasons for why we are where we are, doing what we do, but more than that, in our evolution and how we got to this point, really. So just to share a little bit, I will share that DNA, not everybody knows this, but it's Dylan, Noah, and Asher, my 3 sons. And sometimes the things that kind of bring us to our knees and teach us the most about ourselves are also the things that kind of give us the most strength and allow us to move forward. Dylan is the oldest one, and prior to having him, I was in school being a social worker, doing my job and loving every minute of it. I knew a lot about depression. I had studied it and I could talk about it, but I definitely was not somebody that had ever experienced depression. I was very fortunate. I had parents that took care of me. My job was to go to school. So after I had Dylan, and for the first time ever, I think, found out what it means to feel like you can't do things you want to do. I had no energy. So I experienced postpartum depression, and thankfully, and I always say thankfully, I'm so grateful. If nothing else, just thank you, because I had parents and family that supported me, and they made sure, even though when I didn't think I needed to get help, or I didn't think I should get help, I didn't care about getting help, they made sure they took me and they had me seen, and I was seen by a psychiatrist. And again, I'm so thankful for that. That started my journey of getting better, back on my feet. And when I was feeling better, it occurred to me suddenly, like, what happens to all the people who don't have parents like I did? What happens to all the people who don't have a husband like I do, that cared enough to take me, to make me get in the car and go? What happens? Who speaks up for them? And then I learned, well, not only they don't have family sometimes, you have to have money, you have to have resources. It takes a lot of resources to be able to go and be seen somewhere at that time. So that's where the story of Elite DNA began, because it was like a Pandora's box. I started asking questions, and I began to learn that not only in Fort Myers, but many other states and places as well, there was really nobody taking insurances. Psych help, psychiatrists, social workers, they weren't really taking the Medicaid or Medicare or any of the insurances. So to be seen means you need to be in a position that you could afford to be seen. And one thing led to another, and frankly, I just felt like it was my obligation. I think that once I knew something, I always say, you can't unknow what you know. I couldn't just turn away from it. The reality was that I knew something in that moment that I would have never known had I not gone through what I did. And I knew something in that moment that I felt an obligation to make better in our community. And that's really the Elite DNA beginning of why I even thought of doing a system rather than just opening my own private practice and having seeing my own patients.